winterizing the Bear Lake cabin. First thing is turn the main off out at the pump house. Secondly, you're going to hook a hose up to the hot water heater like you see here. Open the valve up all the way and drag the hose outside. This procedure needs to be done the best by draining the hot water heater first, not any of the lines. As you can see, the hose is strung out and it's blowing the water out. Just about got the hot water heater empty. The connection to do that is over here, which currently is running, very noisy. And I've adapted a hose bib with these connections to the line. And you open up the valve and all the valves all the way. Once we get the hot water heater emptied, then we're going to blow out the lines. Don't forget to turn off the propane tank right here, because we don't want to burn up the hot water heater. So make sure you turn off the pump house, propane, hook up, start blowing the line out. Once the line is blown out, which looks like it is finished at this point, then we're going to come in back into the cabin, which we're going to turn off the hot water heater, which just takes a regular head screwdriver. Now let it build up a little bit of pressure so we can drain all the lines. This way we don't have any freezer break in the winter and we don't have anything in our lines. While we're waiting for pressure to build up, I prop up the back of the tank so that no air can get in, and we're going to flush that, make sure that it's completely out, and then we're going to put 3 gallons of either windshield washer fluid 20 below. This year we got a really good price on RV, so we're going to put 3 gallons of that in because it's good for 40 and 50 below. And we're going to flush that down each toilet. Each sink we're going to put a half a gallon down. Now in the kitchen here, this side, you will see that we have 2 goosenecks. So a half a gallon has to go down each side of the kitchen sink. And then again, in the other trailer, same thing. We're going to prop up the inside so that obviously the air can't escape until we're ready to finish flushing the lines. This is propped up, and we're going to also put 2.5 to 3 gallons of water in here and flush it down the sewer, half a gallon down each one of the sinks. Okay, we're to the point now we're going to start blowing lines out. So the lines will kick on the hot water. As you can see, you want to blow them real dry. Cold water, get them dry. Same thing in the bathroom. Make sure we've got all the water out. Bathtub. Do both sides. Drop down the shower head so it's also blown dry, and leave it halfway open. Turn these lines off right now. Make sure it's clean. We're going to go into the other trailer, do the same thing with both sinks. Make sure that they're dry. So, bathroom sink. You can see there's a lot of water in these. And those lines we don't want to break for the winter. The water or hose for the bathroom sink runs under the ground right by the cement outside, which would be outside where I have the compressor hooked up. This of course is the kitchen sink. Same thing, get them run dry. A lot of water comes out of them initially. Turn that one off for me, would you? Okay. You may want to hit them a few times because it does do a fair amount of spitting and sputtering. I brought a smaller compressor up this year. A larger one does work a little smoother. As you can see, it's still blowing out. Once we're finished here, we're going to leave the pressure on everything and the compressor going. We're going to go out to the pump house and disconnect our line out there. We're going to push that out and you will see that blow out. And then once that's done and everything's turned off, we tape up the end of the black hose out by the pump house, obviously so no bugs or anything could get in it. Tape it off just makes sense. Now it's just building pressure. Still getting a little bit of water pumping through. Let it build some pressure for a few. Checking in over by the kitchen again. See, that's how you kind of want it to sound. Where you know you got it pretty much all the water out of it and it's sounding really clean at this point. Okay, working good. Gonna go back over to the other trailer one more time. Okay, this one's sounding good. Bathroom. Okay, they're clean. Now we're going to go out to the pump house and blow out the main line. Chris, where are you? Chris! Let me see the road. Okay. Out of the main pump house, because there's a line running under the ground now. It's quite deep. Certain areas here it's 5-6 feet deep, but when it gets over closer to the cabin, it comes up to where it's not much more than a foot and a half under the ground at the most. And that's because there's a shelf there that gives us problems. So we couldn't get it any deeper than that over by the cabin. Okay, out here at the pump house, you know which one our on-off is. That's the one we're going to disconnect. And of course leave it turned off for the winter. Right here. And it's the top one. We're going to disconnect it. During this time it is building pressure with the compressor, so it should blow this line really clean, really nice. Okay, pull those back. And of course, just try to be careful wiggling it off. It'll have some pressure behind it. And this is what you're going to see till the line blows clear. Here it goes. There's a lot of water in this thing. And we don't want any breaks. There it goes. As you can see, now that's blown clear. Now all the lines are clean. At this point, you go back over, turn off the compressor, get everything shut down. Now it's time you'll pour your antifreeze. Either windshield washer fluid is the most inexpensive. It has 20 below, or RV, which this year was only like $2.50 a gallon, and we need about 10 gallons to do the whole job. So make sure you bring that up. After this, we'll be setting around 50 mouse traps all over the cabin. You've all seen them and know where they go. And then anything outside needs to be cleaned up. The hose goes inside. Anything you want inside the storage shed is right over here. Other than that, that is the most important part, is getting these lines blown clean so you don't come up to broken pipes.